Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home.
Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. I am a graphic designer, and today I want to take you through the 5 steps in order to create a personal brand. This could be something that you're going to use for yourself or something maybe you're going to work with a brand designer for. You could be a YouTuber, you could be an illustrator, you could be an Etsy shop owner. Whatever you do, you really need a personal brand to take you through it. So let's dive deep into these 5 steps, and then once we go through this high-level view, I will be introducing videos that will go over just each individual step so I can really take you through that whole process. But let's get started with the 5.
Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be on real soon.
Okay, step number 1 is mood board and pillars. So many of us probably have seen a mood board and are really familiar with the general idea of it is, but essentially a mood board is so important to nail down that direction of your brand, and they're so much fun to put together. But a lot of times individuals will have so many different ideas because there's so much out there. We're already seeing so much from Pinterest, from Instagram, from other creative sources, and we want our own brand to include all those elements. But it's really important to look at what features your brand and what you stand behind. So that's where gathering images that reflect your look, what your mission is about, what you are moving forward in a direction as, is really important. I like to pair each mood board I create with 3 pillars. So these are just 3 words that you can relate back to that really speak to the type of mood direction you're going in and also connect with your brand. So sometimes when a client of mine can't decide between a direction, I create 3 different options for them to look at, and that way when they look at the overall look of the breakdown and the pillars, they can really resonate with which one they feel that the brand possesses. Step number 2 is logo and wordmark. So I create these in grayscale because I don't want my client to lean a certain direction because of the color options that are also given when you're also looking at the different families of logo and wordmarks to choose from. That is just too much to be deciding between, and you want your logo to be able to work if for some reason it needs to be presented in gray, if it needs to be in black, if it just needs to be in white. You never know where your logo may end up or whether it's going to be used somewhere else. But you want it to be initially created in grayscale because of that. Secondly, I create between 3 to 6, give and take maybe, logo and word marks that fit within one family. This is essentially so that the client can use these on all the different platforms that are necessary. So whether it's the different social channels that they're a part of, if it's their own website, if it's their own product that actually needs the logo, they need a lot of different options that will work, but you can still identify always that that is that brand's mark. Step number 3, color and type. So introducing color is so much fun. It's just really fun to see like the logo really to come up to life then. And basically what I'm doing is choosing the colors from your mood board and introducing them in various ways onto your logo and wordmark families. This is usually about 4 colors. You can always introduce secondary colors later on, but initially you just want a few to get your logo and wordmark started. And then I also like to really identify what type the brand will be using. And so usually this is coming off of the wordmark type as well that is being used, but sometimes you have to introduce a secondary type here, or you maybe are using a type to begin with. But this is where you identify that color and that type and you make that choice, and it is really beautiful to see it come to life. Step 4, supporting elements. This is where you start to see the logo and wordmarks put to use. These are supporting assets basically to your brand. So this could be creating your banner art for your YouTube channel. This could be creating thank yous to go with your Etsy account. This could be story templates to go on your Instagram. Whatever element is very important to you, I like to put it with the brand steps and really start to introduce it into the look. This usually helps to create different patterns and illustration elements that are going to start to be introduced with your brand. So this really helps to really make it feel real and start to see your brand, where it's going to be working and where maybe you need to make adjustments. Okay, the fifth and final step is your brand book. So this is putting all the different elements that we just went through and created and finalized and chose directions on and putting it into one book. So you don't literally need to print this out and have it as a book unless you really want to, because those can look so pretty. But that might just be the inner designer in me talking. But essentially, it's having a PDF of it, having some kind of one spot where you can review all the decisions you've made, go over those hex colors that you have, or the hex numbers in your colors, and then going over your type choices, having everything in one spot, seeing what your patterns are and illustrations and where they work and where you want to see them being used. And it's really just a reminder as you're making more and more assets that are fitting within your look to go back to it and make sure that you are on that one path, that one vision, because your audience will know it, your customers will notice. It's just creating that sense of a familiar face. That's what branding is, and you want to connect with your individual. That's how you do it.
You already knew though.
Those are the 5 steps. I hope that was helpful. Please leave a comment if you have any questions on any of these. Again, I want to emphasize that I'm going to be diving deeper into each of these topics, because this is more of just like a high-level look at everything. But I really want to show exactly how I put a mood board together, show exactly how I create those branding and logo marks. Really everything that I went through will have their own just complications and their own little tips and tricks that I can share with you to really make it finalized and help you really achieve this. So again, if you are looking to do this for yourself, or if you're going to work with a brand designer, just to be aware of this process, it's really important to kind of know what branding is. So, and again, I want to really say that this process can look different for each designer. This is the way I do it. Sometimes it can be adjusted a little bit, but most of the time, you're evolving how you do your brand process. So this is what works for me right now, and this is just the general scope of what most designers do, give and take elements. So it should really help you get started, and I hope it does. Please subscribe if you are looking forward to seeing any of those other videos, or if you need more tips and tricks when working on your own design for your business, or if you like this content.
How come the sky at night makes me this way? Why you so far away? Galaxy cast away.